Coming up, tense moments on a train bridge over I-94. Police officers respond to the scene and pull a man to safety. A big crowd gathers in Castleton today for a major announcement from Grand Farm. And how some area hospitals are reporting a spike in the number of children contracting hepatitis. Hello and welcome to the Nightly Review. I'm Tom Tucker. We begin with a look at tonight's headlines. Then, in a closer look, details on a major announcement today from Grand Farm about the site for the agency's new multi-million-dollar innovation center. And in tonight's one-on-one conversation, my guest is one of the newest firefighters hired by the city of Fargo. He's one of 9 recent graduates from the Joint Firefighter Academy. He'll talk about what led him to choose a career in which his job is to run toward danger. But first, tense moments this afternoon on a bridge over I-94 in Moorhead. A man was spotted sitting on the edge of a railroad bridge over the highway. Police responded to the scene around 12:30 and about 20 minutes later managed to grab the man and take him into custody. No one was injured. Both east and westbound lanes of the interstate were blocked while police worked to get the man to safety. Police say the man was experiencing a mental health crisis. A man arrested by Fargo police is facing auto theft and drug charges. Officers tell us they first tried to pull over Chad Burney near the Walmart on 13th Avenue South, suspecting he was driving a stolen car. Other agencies got involved and eventually they managed to stop the car and arrest Burney, who we're told was driving under the influence. Fargo City officials say a developer could be in breach of contract after missing a completion deadline on a project near the campus at North Dakota State University. Rohr's Development was performing construction work at the St. Paul's Newman Center on University Drive. The project also included the development of student housing and 7 townhomes in the Roosevelt neighborhood. The contract between Rohr's and the city ended in December of last year. Pothole patching in Fargo is proving to be quite challenging this year because of the continuing cold and wet weather. We're told Fargo Street Department has been busy repairing potholes using temporary patch, and some potholes have been repaired multiple times, partly because of persistently wet conditions. The city says temporary patching will continue until the weather warms up. Fargo City Commissioner and mayoral candidate Arlette Preston will be hosting an interactive town hall focused on drag racing and noise complaints along city streets. Preston will moderate the conversation. The town hall takes place Thursday night from 5:30 to 7 o'clock in the commission chambers at Fargo City Hall. Former West Fargo Assistant City Administrator Tim Solberg is entering a plea agreement. Court records show Solberg pleaded guilty Monday to disorderly conduct and preventing arrest in connection with accusations of domestic assault and resisting arrest. His trial was set to begin today. Solberg was sentenced to 1 year of unsupervised probation. The Moorhead Police Department is holding a special open house tonight to talk about hunting in what is now the former Oakport Township.
They started allowing hunting up in Oakport Township, and then when we annexed Oakport Township into the city of Moorhead, they continued to allow hunting property and had a program going on where they allowed permits to be issued to hunters and allow them to hunt deer and turkey on that property.
Captain Derek Swenson says the goal is to get community feedback to bring to the City Council as soon as next week. 2 juveniles are set to be seen in juvenile court after breaking into a home in South Fargo Monday morning. Police say they responded to reports of the break-in a little before 11 o'clock at a home in the 3300 block of 55th Street South. When officers arrived on scene, the 2 underage suspects were found inside the house and taken into custody. No word yet on any official charges. Well, despite heated opposition, the Castleton City Council voted 5-1 to approve that proposed soybean crushing plant in the city. During last night's meeting, some residents expressed concerns having to do with traffic congestion and potential impacts on air quality. The $400 million plan is projected to crush around 42.5 million bushels of soybeans in the first year and create anywhere from 50 to 60 jobs. The Minnesota Department of Health is investigating several cases of unexplained hepatitis in children as cases of the disease continue to grow around the world. Hospitals in Minnesota have reported several cases of hepatitis of unknown origin in pediatric patients. The health department could not confirm where the cases were in Minnesota or the dates they were identified, citing health privacy concerns. We're told all the cases are in children younger than 12. In a closer look tonight, a major announcement today for the city of Castleton. Officials with Grand Farm announced the city has been chosen as the site for the agency's multi-million-dollar innovation center.
And what it's designed for is a space for innovation and collaboration to take place, and then bring people out onto the farm so we can witness and see and demonstrate the technology so people can offer feedback into it and look for ways in which we can solve real problems for the growers in the industry around us.
Brian Carroll is the director of Grand Farms, who made the announcement in Casselton Tuesday morning before a large group of area elected officials and representatives from the ag industry. The new center, funded in part by a $10 million state grant, will be a site where projects and experiments combining farming and technology will take place. The goal is to enhance farming productivity and efficiency.
Two things. One is our current site, which has been fantastic, just simply was not big enough. And so when we looked at building the long-term vision of the Grand Farm, we really wanted to have three things. One was the community in order to help build with it. And if you see the people here, you can see many of the people that are involved with it. The other one is we wanted to have a farm that's very visible, something that's off the interstate so that people can see. And the third one is the infrastructure. We want to be able to build something that's not going to be, overly expensive in terms of getting water, gas, and electricity out there.
Carroll says Grand Farm is in the process of securing 150 acres of land along I-94 at the Lynchburg exit, and they hope to break ground on the Innovation Center by the end of the year. Carroll says Grand Farm is currently seeking matching donations from the private sector to help fund the Innovation Center, which he and other leaders say will be a major economic driver for the city and the region. We're told the center will foster cooperation among growers, corporations, startups, and universities. Well, if you enjoy watching the Nightly Review, to stay informed when it comes to news in the FM Metro and around the region, please be sure to hit subscribe and the bell button below to make sure you don't miss my next report. Weather-wise, there was a lot to like about today, but will the warm-up continue? Meteorologist Justin Storm has the latest from the Skywatch Weather Center.
Thanks, Tom. Skies will remain partly cloudy to mostly clear tonight. They'll gradually start to increase towards Wednesday morning. Temperatures will dip into the 30s to lower 40s with light wind out of the southeast around 5 to 10 miles per hour. We'll hang on to that south wind around 5 to 10 on Wednesday. Skies go partly sunny to mostly cloudy through the day with highs in the mid and upper 50s. And we could see a couple isolated showers to our south along the North Dakota-South Dakota border Wednesday night. Then skies will decrease once again, partly cloudy on your Thursday. Wind remains light with a high in the mid-60s.
It could happen to you or someone you love. One moment, one diagnosis can change everything. Thankfully, there's a program that helps caring people uplift families through a crisis. Lend a Hand Up, raising financial help and hope through community benefits and online campaigns. A program that boosts generosity so gifts go further. Lend a Hand Up helps you help your neighbors. Learn more and give at lendahandup.org.
Welcome back to the Nightly Review. My guest for the one-on-one conversation tonight is new Fargo Fire Department recruit Ryan Blotsky. Ryan is an NDSU grad and one of 9 new firefighters just beginning their careers with the cities of Fargo and West Fargo. They just completed 10 weeks of training at the Joint Firefighter Academy. I first asked Ryan how he feels after completing his training and now getting started in his new career.
Yeah, I have to say I'm really excited. The individuals I've met are really awesome and really welcoming and super teaching, but I'd say I'm equally as excited as I am a little nervous. There's a lot to learn. It's a job where you're going to be learning for your span of your whole career. And so I'm excited, but also ready to learn. So
what was it like for you going through the academy?
Yeah, honestly, I was pretty impressed. I had heard that the academy would be difficult and would really take a lot of effort. And yeah, I definitely lived up to that warning. And so we had a lot of coursework. We would spend some time in the classroom in the morning reviewing, things from how do we attack a building, fire, how do we do auto extrication, different things like that. But what was awesome was we got to do hands-on work immediately after that morning classroom in the afternoon. And so we got to actually, take some cars that had been totaled and we got to rip apart some doors, and we had a burn building that we got to charge into and put out fires in, and we were setting up ladders. And so it was cool to have both a classroom component, which I'm really used to being. I just graduated from college, but also a very hands-on, here's how you do it, real life component. So it was awesome. I really valued the academy, and the captains were great. The other recruits were awesome as well, and we had a really great culture and time together. So
what compelled you to choose a career in which your job is running toward danger and helping people in challenging and sometimes life-threatening situations?
Well, I first really thought about it around my sophomore year. I was working out and I happened to see some firefighters come into the gym, and I noticed that they had their gear on and they had gone onto one of the stair steppers. And I had kind of asked what they were doing, and they were walking the height of the Twin Towers. It happened to be on 9/11 or the anniversary of it. And so after seeing that and talking to one of the firefighters, I really thought that the culture was awesome. They seemed really close knit, even firefighters who are states away, years away from one another. It's a brotherhood or a sisterhood. And so that was something I wanted to be a part of. And so I thought about doing volunteer work. And then it was my last year of college. I was at a athletic performance facility, and apparently all Fargo firefighters come through there to get tested annually. So as I'm there, I got to test all the firefighters and talk to almost all of them and hear what their job was like. And they said that they were going to be hiring soon. So I decided just to shoot my shot for full time and got accepted. And so that's kind of what drew me, was mostly just seeing how close firefighters were with one another. I wanted to be a part of that. And so
you are going to be in really tough situations, running into burning buildings, doing things on a daily basis that most of us won't ever experience.
I don't think it'll by any means necessarily be easy. A lot of firefighters have talked about that, but I think if anything, it's an honor to be able to have this position. Life happens, terrible things just happen sometimes. And so having the opportunity to really serve the city and the people here by doing what I can to eliminate some of those situations is honestly really cool. Whether it be a medical situation or a burning building, the opportunity to really come and help out a family or an individual who might be experiencing the worst day of their lives so far is an honor to be a part of. And so I definitely don't think it'll necessarily be easy, but I look forward to the honor of being able to meet people in potentially their lowest point.
I'd like to thank new Fargo firefighter Ryan Blotsky for joining me for tonight's one-on-one conversation. Congratulations to Ryan and the 8 other Fire Academy grads also now serving in Fargo and West Fargo. The community appreciates your service and your dedication. With hires like Ryan, it looks like the department is in great hands. Well, that will do it for this Tuesday night, May 3rd, 2022. I'm Tom Tucker. Thanks for watching the Nightly Review.